Hello and welcome to Discover Aspire 2021. We have a lot to talk about today, but before we start, we want to show our gratitude to the hardworking engineers at Roblox to bring it back online. We missed meeting you on October 31st where Discover Incorporated turned 6, but we are still grateful to have everyone here virtually at Discover Aspire. It's something we haven't experienced for a very long time, but we want to say thank you for the hardworking developers and the hardworking engineers doing what they love to do here on Roblox. Without further ado, let's start with Discover Computer Core Refined Edition. Last year, we held an event called Discover Inspire. On that very day, I have introduced Discover Computer Core Refined Edition. We have been very quiet on the updates of Discover Computer Core Refined Edition. And today is a great day to talk about Discover Computer Core Refined Edition. For that, I would like to introduce to you Determined Torres.
Alright, hello everybody. Hope you're all strapped in. Let's get right to it. For many of us who remembers, Discover Computer Core was our first facility we built back in 2012, formerly known as Kikos Vids Builders Computer Core. After the reveal of Discover Computer Core Refined, the team have taken the opportunity to refine the project to greater potential. And here we are today to tell you more about the refination of DCC. The team and I have come up with a trailer to make this experience even more exciting and chilling than ever. Let's take a look. The team and I have designed DCCR with much needed heart and to make it the best we could. Starting with interactions that you go through, housing the Aquatic Reactor Mark I to formulate a lore that picks up the pieces as you dig farther and farther into the facility. Completely redesigning the facility isn't the only thing the team have done. We have added new gameplay interactions to bring more life to this facility, starting with the new leveling system. For each tasks you complete around the facility, you'll be able to upgrade your abilities as you progress throughout the experience. Let's take a closer look. Here, you are able to keep track on your current level. Once you complete a task, you'll gain points that adds up to your level, which you will level up to unlock more abilities throughout the facility. To talk more about the exciting features, here's Don't Luck 2.
Thanks, Determined Taurus. So this is Discover Computer Core Refined. Right off the bat, we have a new loading UI and some nice camera angles during the loading so you can see what's in DCCR as it loads. There are different camera angles so you can get a glimpse of what DCCR looks like. If your game doesn't load for a while, you'll get this pop-up. You can either wait it out or skip the loading, although you may experience missing assets. Neat though, it's now loaded. Here we have a new intro as well as a theme song to go along with it. Here we have the special thanks UI. It has a nice line animation to it just to give it a little appeal to the UI as you go through the intro. And here it is, DCCR. It also has a random quote that appears at some times, like the one you're seeing right now. There's nothing much in the start game UI, but not to worry, once you click the start button, you'll jump right into the game. It performs a transition and boom, you're in. Right off the bat, we have a new spawn area. It's refined, perfect for the refinement of DCCR. Also, like Discover Aquatic Research Facility, we have implemented a day and time system. I'll get back to the day and time system later, but for now, let's talk about the in-game menu. In the in-game menu, there's 5 options and a level system. Let's talk about the options first. First, we have abilities. Here, you can acquire upgrades, abilities, and also utilities. If you try to buy one while you do not have enough ability points, you'll be greeted by none other than the not enough points text. If you do have enough ability points, you're able to purchase anything that you can afford. Here, let me get the health boost upgrade. See? Now you have 10 HP more than your usual 100. Although it doesn't seem like a lot, you can still upgrade your health boost up from 1 to 5. About the abilities, you can purchase Sprint, Force Field, or Self Heal. Let me buy the Sprint to show you an example. Now you may be wondering, okay Don't Luck 2, can you take us around the facility? Before I do, I'm going to talk about the utilities. The flashlight lights your way in any dark situation. You can move where you want it to shine your flashlight around. It's the cheapest in the utility section, so if you want to find your way in a dark area, this is your go-to utility. This boombox is self-explanatory. You can simply play music as much as you can, but also change the playback speed as well, and eventually, a way to adjust the volume and looping the song. Lastly, we have the facility status. If you remember an update from Darth, it's a tablet that you can hold and the UI will appear. It shows the air cooling status, the coolant status, the reactor power status, and most importantly, the temperature. Okay, fine. I think I've said too much, so let's go ahead and explore the facility. I'm going to sprint, as I felt somewhat exhausted while demonstrating the utilities that were offered. Right here, you can see where you currently are by the UI that just dropped from the top of my screen. I'm currently at the main hallways. Oh, and notice a trail from me sprinting? Yep, we added that to give it some appeal. You can also disable it in the settings, just simply set show trail to off. Now let's head over to this area right here. Yep, DCCR will indeed have a top site in the future time. Currently, now is not the time. And here, we have server clusters. We have 4 in DCCR, in fact, nothing much to say because they'll be here for decoration. Or would they? Okay, now let's get to the juicy stuff. Here we have the coolant pumps and coolant tanks. You can turn them on, or maybe off, or play around with the animation of the switches. Here we have the generators. You can turn them on with a single flick of a switch, or you can use the emergency power, should this facility be in a state of a blackout. You can head through this door that takes you into the generator room. This is the server zone. In here, we also have another server zone in which you need to enter a code to enter, or you can use a drill and attempt to barge your way in. Here's the hazmat and clean area. You can put on your hazmat suit. We also have lockers so you can take off your hazmat suit and revert to your clothing. Let's move on to the second floor. For the second floor, we have a storage room where our biggest secrets, supplies are stored. We also have the break room in case you are feeling tired and overworked. Not to mention, there's coffee served here as well, as a dedicated machine for it. We also have the working den. Wait, why they were blue? There's also the cafeteria, also known as the quick break. In here, you can get some food to eat. You can take some food in the kitchen. They serve an entire bowl of radioactive chicken, a plate of burgers, or maybe more. Anyways, in case if you feel like you accidentally rubbed something in your eyes, there's an eye wash station just in case of any eye-based injuries. We have the second best for the last two areas I wanted to showcase. Right now, we're in the admin control. Here, we have statuses relating to the reactor, as well as the cooling systems. This is the coolant delivery control, where it will open flow to all coolant. For example, the coolant tanks and the coolant pumps. If you leave this off, well, good luck to the coolant trying to reach the mainframe. Anyways, we also have incident counters, where we show some statuses relating to events that happen in the server. Here we have the fan controls. You can turn them on or off. We also added fan speed as an extra appeal with the cooling fan screen. The fans will spin and its airflow will head towards the mainframe, cooling it down. The cooling fan screen will also update in the admin control, so people that are managing the reactor in the admin control will also be able to see what's going on with the fans. Here we are standing near the airlock. We upgraded the airlock from the generic airlock that most computer cores use nowadays to a more unique one. And you wanna know what makes it unique? Well, allow me to enter the airlock. Over here, we have an inaccessible viewing area. And we also have the screen which tells the status of the airlock and the players it scanned. You wanna know how it works? Let's go to the other side. As you can see, the airlock scanned me and it picked up my username. This is something we came up with that we didn't see in other facilities. So to make the airlock more interesting, we decided to come up with that. Now we can finally head over to the mainframe. Oops, sorry. Here we are, the mainframe. You can enter codes there and much more. Also like Darth, the primary code randomizes every day to prevent any data breach when someone managed to crack the code for the mainframe. Anyways, let's head into the reactor. Ouch, maybe I could have brought a hazmat suit with me. So here we are, the reactor. The reactor has been redesigned from the legacy version of DCCR. Like what the Terminator said, we called this reactor the Aquatic Reactor Mark I. Basically, the Mark II is at Darth, so yeah, maybe you can kind of call DCCR a predecessor to Darth. You can control the Mark I's reactor power here, from power 1 all the way to power 4. But be careful, as the Mark I powers the entire facility, the facility may dim or brighten for other players if you set it too high or too low. For example, so yeah, please don't do that. Now, let's talk about the day and time feature. Every real life second counts as a minute, as we do not want people to wait 24 hours just for it to count as an in-game day. Depending on the day, some things may happen, like this. It's Tuesday, and there's this thing called Taco Tuesday. But wait, look at this. There's signs that will spawn during Taco Tuesday. It tells me to head to either the mainframe or the quick break. Let's head to the quick break first so we can get a nice view of the mainframe while waiting for the tacos to arrive. Alright, It's almost time, so there's a countdown for Taco Tuesday. You'll be notified when it's like 16 minutes left to Taco Tuesday. Oh look, plates have spawned in the quick brick, and it's raining tacos at the mainframe. Let's eat some tacos, shall we? As Taco Tuesday is still going, let's talk about the rest of the abilities. I already have shown the sprinting ability, so now let's talk about Force Field and Self Heal. So the Force Field grants you invincibility for a period of time, depending on your Force Field ability level. The Force Field disappears for a specific amount of time, so you should know when is the right time to use it. The Self Heal ability allows you to regenerate health in case you've taken damage. It's perfect for when you're almost close to dying, or maybe if you're in a bit of a pickle where you may lose health. Also about the upgrades. We already talked about the health, so here's the other upgrades. The jump boost can help you reach high areas, but we are planning to only make it apply to when you're sprinting with the sprint ability. The energy boost can be for energy intensive actions like performing maintenance and also sprinting with the sprint ability. The immunity boost can reduce your effects from anything radioactive or anything dangerous. The AP capacity upgrade can increase your limit for your ability points. You will start with a max of 10 ability points without upgrades, but you can change that with this upgrade. Phew, that's a lot of things I covered. Anyways, before I end this demo, here's some things I've missed. For this next featured demo, here's this test subject right here. See a UI appearing on the top of his head? It displays his name, level, the group he's in, and his group ranking. It will also apply to every player. You'll be able to disable it in the future, so people won't be able to see your level and such. Anyways, let's head to the next thing before I wrap the demo up. So here I am, wait, Creamy Cake, don't step on the puddle. Well then, he turned into a zombie. And that's because I wanted to talk about what it feels like being a zombie. So he's currently walking into an airlock, and he is going to another side. Oops, he's no longer a zombie. Let's try again. So he's taking the vents this time. He's in the hazmat and clean area. He's now walking outside of it.
Remember, security is the first step towards a safe work environment. Stay secure. Stay vigilant.
And oop, there's an announcement that an unauthorized biological form. This is what happens when you're walking around as a zombie. It's best to stay vigilant from the dangers seen from the zombies. Also, to not make it overpowered, the zombies will slowly lose health and their walk speed as time progresses. Don't worry, if you want to revert to normal, you can by going into the showers in the hazmat and clean area, so you will go back to normal. Also, that's all of the things I've missed. Thank you Creamy Cake for helping me on this demo. So there you have it. To recap, I showcased the new loading intro, the upgrades and ability system, as well as the utilities. I even showcased the entire facility, starting from the spawn area all the way to the reactor. There are more things to come for DCCR, but for now, that is all. I can't wait for you to experience DCCR in the future. Anyways, this is where I get off. Now, back to Determined Taurus.
That was rad, Don't Look. Like what you have seen, DCCR has gotten a big improvement over a few months, such as the level system that lets you upgrade your abilities as you progress throughout the experience, as well as events that we have added in to a few of the dedicated days. Remember, there could be consequences in either of these days because there are risks that you might take if things get out of hand. The tablet features the coolant, fans, status, and of course, the reactor power. So it's not just a generic tablet. So we will soon pay attention to detail by also having the screens on the tablet, so other players can see what is the status of the Aquatic Reactor Mark I. The tablet is for convenience and easy to understand for players. Look, I can assume that a lot of players are going to be going everywhere in the place if they don't want to guard the control room a lot of the time, so when players ask about what is the temperature of the reactor or other things, they have the tablet right in their inventory. So to conclude, DCCR will be dedicated to add more features throughout the experience with updates to come, as well as offering new players and old players the experience they have never seen before in DCCR. Maybe at some point in the future, we might have a dedicated event that will talk about future updates, how we plan to support DCCR, and a lot more as time passes by. And I am so proud to really knock it out of the park with a lot of inspiration from other facilities. And I really thank them for that too. But I would also like to thank Technological Byte for actually letting me be up here front about DCCR, as well as having an amazing trailer that I put loads of dedication to, including Don't Luck 2, who was able to implement the ideas that we haven't really thought of. And if it wasn't for any of them, I would have been hitting rock bottom, so I thank you all in the audience as well for showing up too. Now, back to tech.
Thank you, Determined Taurus. That was a phenomenal demo you put out. Discover Computer Core Refined unlocks greater potential of adapting to newer Roblox technologies that wasn't possible back in 2012. The team at Discover Computer Core Refined Edition has done a phenomenal job rewriting the game from the ground up to re-experience nostalgia. Discover Computer Core Refined Edition will be available for everyone starting in early 2022. We hope you enjoy what you have saw at Discover Computer Core Refined Edition, and we are looking forward for your feedback to make this experience better for everyone. And that is an update for Discover Computer Core Refined Edition. It's fresh, it's familiar, and it's clean. Now, let's talk about Discover Subterranean Research Base. After the release of the Maintenance Update Phase 1, we have received a lot of feedback from players all around the world about what they thought of Beta 1.4. During Beta 1.4's development, the team and I thought of an idea of making DSLB more interactive for newcomers and players alike. Adding such interactivity in DSLB brings more life to the facility, such as restocking, maintaining the Light Photon Unit reactor, and also making your own fuse at the Fuse Workshop. With the release of Phase 1, we have received a lot of feedback of how great this update was, and many players alike can't wait for Phase 2. We have delivered our promise of making DSLB run smoothly across devices, ranging from mobile devices, tablets, low-end computers, and so much more, while adding new features without sacrificing performance. But today, I'm happy to announce that we are working on Phase 2 of the maintenance update. Phase 2 offers new features while delivering rock-solid performance across devices. For the first key feature of Phase 2, I want to talk more about newcomers experiencing DSLB for the first time. Alongside with feedback of DSLB, we've also heard how newcomers get easily confused and have nowhere to go. We've seen players asking, what do we do here? How do you restock things? And what is the LPU reactor, to say the few? This has been a challenge for our player base experiencing DSLB for the first time, and we want to help them in a way that's informative, easy, and fun. Today, I'm introducing the Subterranean Guide. The Subterranean Guide offers easy to understand help topics covering from gameplay tools, interactions, maintenance, and more. We've seen others talk about adding this so-called help system to their experiences, but we've been doing it to ensure our player base is happy knowing what to do while having a great time at DSLB. How about I show you what the Subterranean Guide is capable of doing? So here we are at DSLB, the Maintenance Update Phase 2. Today, I'm happy to demo you the Subterranean Guide that we're adding to DSLB. Right off the bat, you'll notice that there's a help button next to the menu button. When you hover over the button, it fades in to get your attention. And when you let go of it, or move your mouse away, it recedes. So let's talk about the subterranean guide. When you first open the subterranean guide, you're greeted with so many help topics available with just a single click or a tap. Here, I'm able to learn the basics of what the subterranean guide covers. For example, if I click on the tools section, I'll be able to learn more and study what the tools at DSLB covers. So that is the tools. But what caught my eye is the restocking tutorial. We've seen a lot of players asking how to restock tools around the facility, and we want to make it better. But with the subterranean guide, we're taking it to the next level. Not only I'll be able to learn the fundamentals of how restocking works at DSLB, but we've added a hands-on tutorial feature that you'll be able to do what the game is telling you to do. Totally hands-on. For example, let's say I want to learn how to restock a simple medkit station. All I need to do is click on Begin Tutorial, and here I am. I'm taken to this screen on how to restock the medkit station. Here, we got rid of all of the unnecessary clutter. The UI is hidden, and all you get is the cancel button and the tutorial prompt that you see on the top right corner. Here, you'll be able to have easier time understanding what the tutorial do. All I need to do is click next, and I'm capable of learning more about how restocking works. In this case, I want to learn how to restock a medkit giver that needs restocking. So, as a normal player or a newcomer, they'll be able to learn more about what restocking do, and also gather easy instructions on what to perform. Here, the camera angles showcase that this is the delivery complex where you'll be able to get packaged items and restock them when necessary. But when I click next, now it's asking me that I need to locate the packaged medkit and click on the crate to get the packaged medkit in my inventory. And here, I can be able to move around freely. So let's say we don't know what the packaged medkit look like. And if I accidentally click this, you'll notice you get pop-up saying that's not the right crate. And it happens to most of the crate as well. Even this too, which is the wrenches. And this is what we're looking for. So all I need to do is click on the crate here, and I have the packaged medkit in my inventory. Now it's telling me to equip the packaged medkit, and so I did. Here, you'll get an easier understanding of that particular medkit station that I see ahead needs to be restocked. And here, you'll be able to learn more about it. To prevent distractions, you can't move the character. All I need to do is follow the simple instructions after I click next. Now it's telling me to navigate to that medkit station and simply touch the giver with my equipped medkit. With the tutorial system, we wanted to make it easy to understand while make it fun at the same time, without the whole confusion here. But here's the thing. What if I want to go over there while I'm in the tutorial? Well, you can't, because we've added a visible barrier that's only available to you. Now, to finish the tutorial, all I need to do is simply touch the giver right here, and there you go. And that is how to restock a simple medkit station. All I need to do is click finish. And you notice that all the gameplay interfaces reappear, such as my tools, the help, and the menu. But you notice about the whole cancel button on top of the screen. Let's just say I want to cancel the tutorial midway. That's where the cancel button comes into play. All I need to do is click on it, and it asks me, are you sure you want to cancel the tutorial? And all I need to do is double click, and there you go. That easy. That's how you quit the tutorial that easy. And you notice that all my tools are back. So that's a quick look of the new Subterranean Guide coming to Phase 2. The Subterranean Guide is a brand new feature useful for newcomers and players to easily get help whenever they need it. This feature will be available for internal access members to test in the upcoming days, and we are looking forward for your feedback about this feature. Next, let's talk about the LPU fuses. After its introduction at the collaboration update, the LPU fuses plays an important role for the Light Photon unit. For Phase 2, it's getting a big upgrade. Now, let's talk about integrity. Currently, the only way the fuses blow is if the temperature gets too high, and that is not enough. For Phase 2, the fuses will have its own integrity level. Now, what does this mean? When the fuses are inserted in the LPU chamber, and when the LPU is started up, depending on the fuse type, over time, the fuses will use its energy, which degrades its longevity. When the fuses reaches its end of life, it'll blow and anyone at the LPU Operation Center will be notified where replacement is needed. Players at the LPU Operation Center will notice a new addition on the LPU fuse status interface to keep an eye on the current fuse's longevity and when it's the perfect time to perform maintenance. The fuse longevity will provide a much more in-depth gameplay mechanics for the Light Photon unit, and that is the new LPU fuses update. But we're not done just yet. Adding fuse longevity is not the only thing that will be added, but a brand new fuse type where players can create at the Fuse Workshop. Let me introduce to you the new EcoFuse. The EcoFuse is the most eco-friendly fuse yet, only using enough power without sacrificing temperatures. If you want enough power for the facility, but without the worry of temperatures increasing faster, the EcoFuse is right for you. There's a major downside to this fuse in that it's not capable of handling too much power at once, which will cause the fuse to degrade much faster and therefore useless for demanding power. The EcoFuse is easy to make, requiring 2 actinium and 1 electrotonium crystals. And that is the new EcoFuse, our second fuse type. But we are just getting started, as there is another new fuse that's coming to Phase 2. This fuse is well capable of delivering more power, but comes down with 2 costs. It causes the temperatures to increase much faster and have a mid-lifespan. For players demanding more power while sacrificing the risk for an unfortunate event, this is for you. This is the new Performa fuse. Now, the developers here at Subterranean Research Base wants to create fuses that fix the player's personality. Whether you want to save power or cause destruction, each player has a story to tell, and the variety of new fuses establishes that goal. The Performa fuse requires 3 actinium and 2 mysterious crystals. Let's talk about the mysterious crystals that's coming to Phase 2. After the release of the experimentation update, some of you were quick to point out about a potentially new crystal that isn't in the update, and began to wonder, where's that kind of crystal? Well, today, that mysterious crystal is called Sulfuras. This new kind of crystal coming to Phase 2 offers some similarities to the Charium crystal, but it's more capable than Charium. Mixed together with 3 actinium creates a new Performa fuse, ready to deliver more power while increasing the temperatures quickly. And that's the new fuses coming to Phase 2 that offers efficiency and more power, and potentially some challenges that comes ahead. Since we're on the same topic of the Fuse Workshop, let's talk challenges. Creating new fuses is fun. I get that. But where's the challenges to that? There has to be one somewhere, right? Random challenges can occur at the Fuse Workshop. I can only discuss 2 new challenges that's coming, and the rest you have to find on your own. Now, creating your own fuses may not work as intended, and it could result in A. Creating a very defective fuse that's capable of causing harm or damages to equipments, and especially the light photon unit. Or B. Causing a catastrophic fire that requires immediate attention to prevent injuries and severe damages. If a fire occurs at the Crystal Master, there are handy fire sprinklers above that activates automatically as a one-time use to help extinguish the fire. After which, that particular Crystal Master requires repair in order to work again. Now, let's say a fire breaks out and the sprinklers are already used. Now what? It's out for the player's job to quickly extinguish the fire. Otherwise, the Crystal Master machine may or may not work at all and requires a very long repair. And let me tell you, repairing those machines is very difficult compared to the fuse boxes. And if improper repair is done to the machines, it could risk your life or be severely injured. These kind of challenges can be tricky, but I can assure you, you'll be fine if you work together as a team. These new features alongside delivering rock-solid performance makes the maintenance update the update where players' feedback comes to play. And we hope you enjoy what's to come for the maintenance update. And we can't wait to start working on the most ambitious update that most of you are waiting for, the combustion update. I am very grateful for the team here at DSRB for making this come to life, as well with you watching today. Even though we couldn't make it on October 31st, we are still thankful for the hardworking engineers working on Roblox around the clock. But before I close off Discover Aspire 2021, there's something I want to talk about. With the updates of Discover Computer Core Refined and the new updates coming to Phase 2, there's something that I saved the best for last. And that is our new project, Subaquatic Facility. This ambitious project has given us new ideas for the future here at Discover Incorporated. DSF being our first facility we've created without a reactor is something big that no one has tackled before. I get it, but for how long are we going to stick with the same genre? Something has to change. We've announced and revealed Subaquatic Facility last year with much enthusiasm than ever. We've heard a lot of feedback of players expecting Subaquatic Facility to be the facility for the modern day sci-fi on Roblox. The team have done an amazing work of delivering our promise to you, our players, our community, and on Roblox. Let's take a moment. The team have created a short trailer for the grand reveal of our next generation facility that focuses on sci-fi on Roblox. Enjoy. On behalf of the team here at Subaquatic Facility, I would like to give a huge thanks for making today a reality. This is Subaquatic Facility, where we are on a mission of delivering what's possible for our players using the latest and greatest Roblox tools made available for developers. We take feedback seriously on making this experience the best for our community. We have been secretly, for the past few months, improving the architecture from the ground up, and we couldn't be more happier to show it to everyone today. DSF started with an idea to create a sci-fi experience without the use of reactors. It has become a big challenge to us, as we've been used to reactors ever since Discover Incorporated was founded back in 2015. I couldn't be more happier to give the control to Terragonic to talk more about the exciting new features for the subaquatic facility.
Thank you, Tech. Here at Subaquatic Facility, we've been listening to your feedback on improving the experience the best we could, and today is a reality. Let's take a look at Subaquatic Facility, shall we? During Discovery Inspire, we've showcased the first look at DSF, but that's not enough. First things first, here's the entrance of the surface level. We've added more details and a much more bigger parking space. We wanted our players to easily remember what areas go to what, and when you enter the surface level, everything is front and center. Here's the lounge, where players and faculty members can rest while enjoying the gorgeous view outside. Players can sit, relax, talk to other members, and many more. We wanted to look more colorful and make it less look like an office conference room. Next, let's take a look at the new Cafe Aquatic. Yes, it has a new and unique name. Here, players can enjoy great food while exploring the great outdoors here at DSF. The kitchen is larger compared to the previous demo showcased. Now, let's go to the new Oceanic Shop, where players can purchase goods while supporting the developers and staffs here at Discover Incorporated. We have more features coming to the Oceanic Shop that I'm unable to discuss today, but in the future, who knows? Now, with the terrain, the team has done an amazing work utilizing the latest technologies to its greater potential. It's more lively than the previous terrains in Spire 2020, with the new atmosphere to accommodate it. Overall, DSF has gotten a big improvement with experience, and we look forward for your feedback of what you think. DSF will be our first major transition from reactor-type experiences to a completely new experience for players to enjoy for the future. Back to you, Tech.
As what you have just saw, DSF has gone through a massive makeover from the ground up. We are looking forward to hear what you think about DSF, and we will continue to make it happen. Today was a special day, and we are very grateful for being with us. Don't forget, later today, we will be hosting our community server questions and answers, so stay tuned for that. Ask us questions and meet the speakers who presented today as well. I would like to thank each and every one of you who participated at Discover Aspire 2021. Until next time, have an inspiring day.